Hi, I just wanted to share with you one of the great experiences that I had in Africa just about this time last year. We got to go on an African safari, and oddly enough, there was a traffic jam as soon as we get into the game park. And I'm going, what's this about? And the guide says, something must be really spectacular on the road ahead of us that's caused everybody to back up. And sure enough, when we got up there, what we found was that a lion had died, or an elephant had died on the road, and there was a lion eating that elephant right there. I was within 10 feet of this wild lion out in the bush. It was incredible. And then later that day, we went on a river safari. And I didn't put the two and two together that we were really in the same place until I saw vultures circling. And the guide said, that's where the elephant is. Well, of course, where the vultures gather, there the carcass is going to be. The reason why I mention it is our New Testament lesson today is from Luke chapter 17. There in chapter 17, verses 11 to 37, Jesus talks about the end of the world. And I know a lot of people are so worried about the end of the world and what's going to happen. And I just appreciate the way Jesus ended his talk. He just said, where the vultures gather, there the carcass will be. In other words, it'll be obvious. When Jesus comes back, it'll be obvious. And Jesus' point was not try to figure it out, but just always be ready. And the lesson right before that begins in chapter 17:11, it's the parable of the 10 lepers and only one who comes back to be thankful. If you and I are constantly appreciating what Jesus has done for us and live in that state of thanksgiving to what our God has done, guess what? We're ready when we see the vultures circling and Jesus is coming back. We'll be going, yes, I can't wait. We'll be ready. Don't be afraid. And our continued reading from the Psalms really brings that home. We're reading today Psalm 19 through 23. Psalm 19 just celebrates that we can see God's glory in the world around us, but especially in God's Word. Psalm 20 and 21 are really prayers for the king. So you can think about how God's people would have been praying those prayers for David and how that maybe fits with our prayers as we think about our King Jesus. But then especially, just be amazed at Psalm 22. Written 1,000 years before Jesus was crucified. But as you read that psalm, you get a better understanding of what Jesus suffered on the cross than when you read the gospel lessons, because here the Son of God is speaking through King David and telling you exactly what it was like as he suffered and died for you. And then Psalm 23, what a great wrap-up. That the Good Shepherd loves his sheep, and he was willing to lay down his life for us. God bless you as you read. God grant us a thankful heart. And when Jesus comes back, you and I will be ready.